All right, well, he got the new advisory in, winds, like you said, up to 160 now, and it looks like it's pretty close to the northern coast of Cuba there. So we're going to see if it does eventually make landfall and how long it stays there. But this is the latest on it. The coordinates at 22.1 degrees north, 77.7 degrees west, moving west at 13, and the pressure at 924 millibars. And the track is shifted to the left a little bit. That's important because we're going to see more significant storm surge across portions of Collier County in particular. So with us being on the right side of that storm, that's going to increase the impacts certainly for areas east of the center. Now, here's the closer inspection of that track. And pretty much the timing is about like it was. Saturday evening, just off the coast of Cuba, winds at 155, approaching Key West as we go into Sunday morning, and then it looks like by Sunday at 8 o'clock. So they're projecting this potentially to be a night landfall. And if you've never been on a hurricane at night, it is a frightening experience. I'll tell you that right now, because you just cannot see what is going on, and you have all these loud noises going on. So if this ends up verifying, we're going to be looking at the possibility of a night landfall. And right now it positions the night landfall location in Lee County, so really over Fort Myers of the Cape, so the core going right over Cape Coral and up into Charlotte County there, and then basically going right up I-75. So if we go back, you can see basically how this goes on from really just north of Naples, so it looks like around Bonita Springs, up to Fort Myers, Cape Coral, then right up the gut there through I-75, Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, and then northward into Sarasota and Manatee counties and up into Hillsborough County, and then northward into the Big Bend, Florida there, where they potentially could be seeing some high water up in that location, especially when those winds shift around to the west. So the hurricane warning remains in effect. That remains unchanged. The storm surge warning remains the same. And these are the storm surge potential values, and they look very similar to what we were looking at before. It looks like there's going to be high water potential there. And as you can see, look at the orange and red is really where we're looking at the highest water there. And it still looks like on the south end of Pine Island and the south end of Sanibel there, we're looking at the possibility of 4 to 6 feet there. And you can see up the Caloosahatchee, then along and west of I-75 in Lee County, same thing for Collier County, and then down into the southern portions of Collier County, where we're looking at the possibility of 12-foot storm surge. And like I said, through the west end of Lake Okeechobee, we're also looking at that possibility of some high water there with those east winds that are going to be pushing water out of the lake over towards the west. And also, don't forget, there's a tornado risk for tomorrow with some of the outer bands, so a slight risk for severe weather here for your Saturday. So we'll call it a level 2 risk. And some of those bands here for tomorrow, particularly if we get some sunshine, that's going to create some instability in the atmosphere, and that unstable air in between those rain bands potentially could heat the atmosphere up and give these outer bands some potential there to produce some isolated tornadoes. So guys, looks like we've got a Cat 5 again. No, there's no such thing as a Cat 6. We've got a Cat 5 hurricane right now with winds of 160 miles per hour and still expected to make landfall here in Southwest Florida sometime on Sunday. Right now it looks like a little bit later time frame though, with the track perhaps a little bit farther towards the west.